Should I lock my rate? Changes in rates. Fed lowers rates, but does not change my rate. Rate.
Next on Real Estate News You Can Use. Hello, welcome to Real Estate News You Can Use. I am Ruben Austria.
Ruby.
This
How
is
are you?
Keith Carberry, the one and only.
The one and only Keith R. Carberry. R stands for reliability. I actually ran as vice president in my high school class. I won, mind you.
Really?
Yes, I was the class vice president and class clown, obviously. But I voted for Keith R. Carberry. R stands for reliability.
Oh God.
That's stupid, huh?
So that corniness came
Yeah.
was alive still back then.
Back then, yeah.
Oh boy.
My Bob Hope jokes were back then too.
Bob Hope.
Me and Bobby Hope.
Bob Hope. You know what? I don't know why this reminded me of Bob Hope or Ed McMahon, but you know he's in foreclosure.
Is he really? We talked about Ed McMahon and his $20 million home, and he lowered it to $15 million, something like that.
He's behind $644,000 on his home.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Unbelievable.
He needs to pay $644,000 to keep up. Apparently, he had some medical issues and stuff like that. So.
He doesn't look like. Last time I saw him, he wasn't too healthy. But hey, he's
85 years old.
Yeah,
you know,
you can't be too healthy when you're 85 anyway.
So, anyways, if this is the first time you're on realestatenewsyoucanuse.com, what Keith and I do is pick 3 articles related to real estate.
Yeah.
And do our own commentary and give our own feedback about the articles. And we also put them on our website, renewsyoucanuse.com, for you to enjoy thoroughly.
Yes. Rate.
Rate. So what's this all about? Why don't you get started?
I went on a date rate one time. I didn't know how to respond to that.
Just go.
Date rate, not the other thing. Come on now. Well, this article is about should I lock my mortgage rate or not? And if you don't know what locking your mortgage rate is, you can go to this article from Mortgage News Daily that talks about whether you should lock your rate or not. And it's really up to you. But if you feel interest rates are going to lower, Ruben, over the next 30, 60 days, then you should not lock your rate. If you believe that rates are going up, then you should lock your rate. And that's basically the bottom line. What do you think?
I think...
Therefore I am?
I think primarily if you're not in mortgages, if you're not in real estate, don't leave it up to yourself to do your own research.
Good point, yeah.
You know, for someone who's asking this question, leave it up to your mortgage professional, or your lender, or your bank. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not like a lot of these people who try to do everything on their own, you know, maybe go past the advice of their own mortgage professional. Oh, no, I don't want to lock it. I want to see if I can. All they're doing is just gambling, Keith.
Right, it's a risk.
They're taking a risk.
They're definitely taking a risk. And if the loan officer believes it's a good risk, listen to what the loan officer has to say.
Yeah.
You know?
No, seriously. I mean, is he that question?
And you and I both know when interest rates come down, and we're going to talk about this later in the next article, it doesn't really affect what that rate is right away anyway. It takes rates don't...
The Fed rates.
Yeah, the Fed rates.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. Yeah. But yeah. So just definitely, if you're contemplating refinancing or buying a home,
good point.
Ask your mortgage professional, and check out renewsyoucanuse.com. Check out the article.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good article. These are actually pretty good articles on rates and mortgages and how they work, and fun and easy reading. Brought to you by Mortgage Daily News.
Anything longer than a page, Keith?
I've started falling asleep.
It has to be in big letters too.
Can you read it to me?
Okay, what drives changes in mortgage rates? That's the next one.
Well, that's exactly, it's economic reasons and the federal government. They, for instance, when the market was really tight with the mortgage, right now money's really tight still, and the interest rate should probably be actually lower than it is right now.
Right.
It's about, the 30-year rate is around 5.875%, and it's been around there recently for a while now.
Right.
But they demand that the bank is not opening up the market so that people can buy the houses. It's so hard to get a loan today. That's why they need to come down in the interest rates a little bit more. And I think that's probably going to happen, Ruben, because even though the Fed did not cut rates recently, they have to open it up so that the loans are a little bit easier again. They're so tight with the money. It's driving me crazy.
Driving you crazy?
Mad scaryo.
Yeah.
They really
no, exactly. I think there's a lot of myths surrounding how interest rates change depending on what happens to the Fed funds.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we should put another article to reference that, because that is a question that comes up regularly.
Right, about the interest rates coming down. The interest rates coming down, it doesn't really affect what's going on.
Right.
That's a good point. And then there's actually the next article we talk about that.
Oh, that's the next article.
The next article.
Am I ahead of myself?
You're ahead of yourself. You're out of the game, kid.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. We'll forgive you.
I'm sorry. But check out the article that we just went over. What drives changes in mortgage rates at renewsyoukcanuse.com.
These are kind of quick articles, and we might actually have a little time to talk about our new website, even though, let's do that. Okay.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that last episode. Okay.
I know, we forgot to talk about it, so we'll do the spillover.
All right.
Okay, Fed rates cut effect. How does the Fed rate... Can you do that for me? What am I meaning?
How do Fed rate cuts affect mortgage rates?
Okay. That's what we were trying to get at. And we were talking about, okay, let's say the Fed comes down 1 percentage point, which is not likely to happen. But if the Fed comes down 1 percentage point, that does not reflect the 1% in the mortgage, in the interest rates. It just doesn't happen. It's more of a slower reality of what's happening. It's a supply and demand in the mortgage industry, and when there's a huge supply of cash available, then the demand for the interest rate is going to go down.
That's right. It's not proportional as to...
You think it would be, but it isn't. I mean, there's an indication of it happening.
When the Fed cuts the rates, sometimes the interest rates can actually go down, or they can actually go up.
Right, because what they're doing is they're cutting the short-term interest rates. They're not cutting the long-term interest rates. And when you're buying a house on long-term interest rates. And the long-term interest rates are the belief of what's going to happen in the future with rates. So if interest rates get cut on short-term, it's a possible indication that that's going to create inflation in the future. And if the fear is that there's going to be inflation in the future, then the long-term interest rates are going to be either go up higher or not really go down at all, maintain the same value. Did I say that as clear as possible?
Can you breathe?
I can breathe. I know I said that quick, but I think that that's probably the best way to explain it, because the short-term rates versus long-term rates. They're two different rates, Ruben. And the problem that we've having now, and we talked about this back in September of last year on our show, if you want to go way back to the Wayback Machine, we talked about how we had an inverted yield curve.
Right.
And we talked about this, exactly what's happening now with the market. We knew it was going to happen because of the inverted yield curve. It was an indication that this is what was going to happen with the market.
Exactly. I mean, I know that it seemed like we kind of simplified everything, but...
Well, yeah, and you know what, we did, and that's why we're backing it up with the stories that we have on
RE
our
News
website.
You can use. Check it out. So we want to take this extra time to talk about our new venture. To
be honest with you, well, we've talked about this a little bit before, how we're both auctioneers and we're working together in establishing and in launching. This is our pre-launch, in launching an auctioneer site and an actual physical auctioneer brick and mortar office, I guess. It's not going to be just a website. This is going to be the real deal, where we're going to be working in the Northeast area and maybe spreading out, Ruben. That could be a possibility. And maybe hooking up with other people as a referral program to other auctioneers outside of Massachusetts. These are things that, if you're a watcher and you know somebody who's an auctioneer outside of Massachusetts, feel free to let them know that we'll be happy to maybe establish some type of a referral program.
But we're also starting this website and service because there's so many people that need to sell their homes quickly, and that's what auctions do for you.
And what's the name of the website, Ruben?
www.massauction.tv. Check it out.
Massauction.tv. It's not quite ready yet, right? It's almost
not quite
ready
yet, but it's almost ready.
And so if you want to get on it and take a look at it and surf it, feel free to do that. And we look forward to helping you sell your house via auction.
I'm Ruben.
I'm Keith, and that's Mass as in massive, right?
Massauction.tv.
Massauction.tv. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, let's do a quick intro real quick. Hello and welcome to MassAuction.tv. I'm Ruben Austria.
I'm Keith Carberry.
How's everything going, Keith?
Very good, Ruben. Oh, we're going to shake hands today, huh?
Yeah, we're shaking hands.
Okay.
I want to welcome you to the site. This site is for the purpose of selling real estate via auction. And obviously, a lot of people are having trouble selling their home these days. This is just one of the options that we have for you. When you want to say something about that?
Well, I'm just really excited that we're able to offer this auction. It's not just a website. This is the real deal where we're going to be knocking on your doors and helping you sell your home via auction, whether it's in foreclosure, pre-foreclosure, or you want to just sell your house in a timely manner, in a date-certain manner. And there are many different ways that we're going to help you sell that auction. We might do the silent auction. We can do any auction that works best for you and your home.
Definitely, definitely. So if you are interested, we would love to talk to you about, the many opportunities that an auction does for real estate and marketing, especially marketing your home, because any home will sell at the right price, and auction is the best way to drive out that fair market value.
You know, Ruben, when people have an auction, what auctions do is it tends to drive activity, and I've been in sales for over 20 years now, and you've probably heard this before, but it's the amount of people, it's the traffic that actually drives the sale. And it's a method that we have that'll drive the traffic, that'll create the sale. And that's the key reason why we want to get this going. It's the traffic that's generated that'll create the sale.
Definitely. So if you are interested, please click on Auction a Property to our right, your left, and we'll be able to help you out. Hope to speak to you soon. Make it a great day.
Bye-bye.